going on YouTube? Got a new one for you. We're gonna be tackling these moldings. This one's faded. This one's pretty fine, but I'm gonna paint them either way just to get them to match. Yeah, so let's get on it. All right, so we're back. So you have your trimmer here. And you have these two bolts. Get a little bit closer on that. That one and this one. That needs to be removed. Get your 10mm Craftsman and just reverse these out. One, and this one's gonna be a little bit more tricky. Kind of hits the window. I don't want to break it, but it's out now. And let's work on wiggling it out. Next, you try to pry it out. There are some clips under here that might break. Can't really see them. I'm just trying to not break the plastic. So just take your time prying at it. Try to get a look in there, but kind of hard. So I'm gonna see where I encounter resistance and try to pry from there. We had one casualty. So far so good. I've only broken one. That one right there. So there's a couple clips that hold it in place. Try to show them right now. I have one more left up here. I'm gonna have to try to pry at before it gets wet. So, let me put the camera down so I can pry this with some, and then I'll kind of explain it to you guys. Alright, so we got the part off. I know I'm filming in portrait right now, but it is what it is. I'll try to get a close-up for you. There you go. That's what the clip looks like. I'll see if I can find some replacements at AutoZone or something. A lot of people say they have a hard time finding the replacements for these. But so far I only broke one. It was this one. So it's pretty dusty down here. Might give it a clean before I put it back together, but let me zoom out. So these square ones are where your clips are, and I'm gonna show you a trick with this one right now. That's all your points. You have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and these are your bolts. Yes, and my truck is rusting here, and in this corner, some paint chips. Oh well, but so those 5 clips are what needs to be removed for this to come out. And you could pry, the best way to pry it, sorry, I accidentally paused the video, but the best way to pry it is to get underneath with a screwdriver or whatever you have, a pick, and try to get under this one, the bottom one, and start prying at it. Obviously with the panel on there's a little bit easier, but you see you can reach from the edge kind of like that and then just pry at it, and with the panel pulling on it before it breaks, it should pop out. Well, that one kind of broke off right there, but you get me. This was the weakest link. So I'm gonna see how I get this one out for now. There you go. Come on, stop giving me such a hard time. It's for the YouTube people. Come on. Well, you get the gist. Obviously, I don't got anything to pull on there on top, so kind of just, there you go. And that's how it comes out. All right, so I don't have my stand, so you're gonna have to bear with me on this one. I already took the nuts off, the bolts, so we're gonna go and show you where to pry. Bring it down. And technically speaking, you had your let me zoom out. You had your bolt on this side, right? So then you're gonna have a clip here, You're gonna go up and then you're gonna have a clip like around here, another one around here on the inside, another one back out on the outside. Then you have your other bolt, and you're gonna have another clip up here. So that's your 5 clip locations. Up here in this corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 at the bottom corner. One thing I decided to do was put the window down. That way it gives me more access to pry from this side. See, without the window, you can pry a little bit more. We had more casualties on this one. I lost 2. I already took 1 out. The other one. So they're very brittle. You're gonna have to be careful the way you do this, but it's doable. And nonetheless, you know, you have your bolts that'll hold most of it in. If anything, you would want at least 2, like 1 in the middle, 1 on top to hold it. This one actually broke right here, so I'm not too concerned with it. This should hold it pretty tight. So first thing is to prep it. I wipe mine down with some alcohol wipes to get all the dust off of it prior to sanding. I'm gonna wipe this one down right now, but you just want to wipe it down, get all the dust off of it before you start sanding. All right, since it's rough but not too rough, I'm gonna start with 400. 400 is light enough where you will be able to sand out the scratches. You go any lower, you're gonna have to do some significant sanding before you get rid of all the marks. So I suggest, if it's not too rough, just start with 400 and take your time with it, and then move up to 600, then 800, and I would even do 1,000 before painting, just so you have all the fine, everything feathered out. The importance of, if this is your first time sanding, everything's about feel. Just take this, like, feel it. You feel the bumps and everything, right? Obviously you can't see my finger, but if you feel the bumps, all that's is gonna be noticeable when you paint it. So you don't want to feel anything. You want to feel it baby butt smooth, and then you know you got a good surface for painting. So let me get started, and I'll cut back in. And you want to do, sorry, before I cut away, you want to do like this and like this. You want to go both directions, so you get rid of, and then go like in a circular pattern, and then do like an X pattern, just so you don't have any noticeable streaks. This is what you want to be seeing, kind of like this edge, how it kind of blended in already. You don't want to see these hard lines, because that's going to be a mark that'll show, especially if you're not using primer, which I am not. I'm just going to paint over it. Those will be noticeable when you paint it, so you want to get rid of that edge to kind of feather out like this. Okay, just continue working it. Take your time. This is still 400. Just take your time. I need to support it right now with my hand, but get this. Okay, here we are. Just finished the 400. As you can see, I blended everything out until it felt smooth. So you have some feeling right here, but I'm gonna try to get that with the 600. It's very light, so feathered it out pretty good. So I'm happy with this side. I'm just gonna hit this edge really quick, and just move on to this one. This one I might just do with 600, since it's not really that fucked up. All right, here we are. I sanded both of them with 600. This one's a little bit better condition, so I didn't sand too deep. You can see this one's looking a lot better too. Feels smooth. I'm just gonna give it 800. I was gonna go 1,000, but I'm just gonna do 800 and start painting it. 800 should be more than enough for the base coat to cover it. So I probably chose the worst day to paint. It's extremely windy today. I had to come to another area of my house to try to get this painted, where there's no trees and too much pollen floating around, but we'll see how it turns out. We're at the stage of no return. This is what I'm gonna be using. This is just a cosmetic repair, you know. I don't really want it to be perfect. I just want it to not look all faded like that. So we'll see how it turns out. I'm gonna start giving it a light first coat, and then I'm gonna give it a medium second coat, and then I'll see if I need a third. I'm not gonna record the whole painting process because I don't have my camera recorder, my little stand, so you're just gonna have to see it stitched together. All right, that's the first coat. This covers pretty well. Pretty happy with the coverage. trying to block it from the sun. I think it'll give it a good OEM look with the semi-gloss. Sorry, my fingers got in the way there. Oof, I hope that doesn't kick up. I should have probably taped it on the bottom. Hopefully I don't get too much. Well, I already got a hair right there. Try to take it out before I put the second coat. So I'm gonna wait and do one at a time. So bear with me. It's gonna be a little process. If you happen to get a little bit of lint, like the hair that I had, get like a napkin, kind of fold it up, get like a loose end, and then just once the paint's kind of dry, kind of just blow it off. It got pretty windy outside. I was getting a lot of specks, so I decided to bring it inside for it to finish drying. But overall, not too bad. This is one panel, so we get more light on here. Got a little bit of specking over here. A lot of dust blew up when I was spraying, but for this distance it looks fine, so you could imagine it on the vehicle is gonna be a little bit better. I don't want to buff it because then it'll kind of give it more shine. So it'll dull up. It still needs to dull up once it dries, and then it'll look a little bit less noticeable. This was the driver's side one. As you can see, it looks really good. Take your time sanding and you won't notice anything. It looks really, really good. Yeah, so the importance of taking your time in the sanding process so everything blends in good with the paint. Yeah, so this was the most messed up one. The other one was pretty nice to begin with. I just needed to match the color. Pretty good, I would say, for a $7 fix. Well, I'm gonna have to end the video here with these last shots of the repair. Unfortunately, Walmart decided to deliver my clear coat to the wrong house, so I just left it with the enamel. It should hold up fine. It's just we got rain coming up in the forecast, so I just wanted to put something on. If I have to, I'll just lightly scuff it next time and clear coat it. I also took some pictures of the clips just to help anybody out in the future if you're looking to see how they look and looking to see if you could get a replacement. I didn't end up replacing them. I just put it with I think one had 3 and the other one had 2, so that was secure enough where it wasn't moving. The measurements are in millimeters. If you look at the bottom ruler, that's millimeters, so you could gauge your size on there. Besides that, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. When you're putting it back on, just make sure to clip the clips first. Make sure you push in the clips and then you screw in the nut. That way you don't end up tensioning and then having a hard time putting in the clips. But yeah, I mean, happy with the repair. Happy how it turned out. I think it looks great, and I hope you guys found this video useful and liked it. And we'll see you on the next one.